I haven't said anything until now about all the genocide going on for a couple different reasons. One being that I am not directly affected and I want to boost the voices of people that are. And just reposting and reposting. That has been like my primary focus. And another reason is because it is very difficult for me to articulate what I'm feeling. I do not want to make it about me, and I think that's the one of the big reasons that I haven't said anything, because it's very personal, that like for me to process my own stuff and not make it about me and like posting and stuff about myself. But I do think it's worth mentioning some of the stuff that we see online, the children specifically. Because I was trafficked, because of my race, there's like this tiny bit of understanding. I don't understand. And I never will. I'll never be a child experiencing that. But when we see the faces of those kids that are heartbroken, that are terrified, that are just like fighting for survival every second of their day, and they're doing these interviews and they're looking at the people and they're looking at the camera and they're screaming and they're crying out for help. A lot of people have never seen that, and it is heartbreaking to them. But I have seen that. And it's definitely difficult to know that look, and to know that cry, and to know that feeling, even just for a second, where you don't know if you're gonna die and you know that no one cares. Like, just that feeling of complete helplessness, that for something you have absolutely zero control over, you're just suffering. Just suffering. And you look around and no one's there to help you. And that's how I feel about these kids. It's like, I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. I want to post until it's so obnoxious and people are so tired of talking about it and thinking about it, because that kid that hears that people care, they may never see the people that care. They may never meet anyone. They may never meet anyone that has been fighting and trying to save them. It's just heartbreaking. And for me, the boycotting is so important, because I already tried to practice ethical buying of things, and because it's all slave labor, like, it is all awful. But think about that. Like, it may be hard for you to, like, not go to Walmart or not go to Starbucks or whatever. But if you decide to do those things and you can't sit with the fact that you're paying for these kids and these parents and these people, this entire culture, to be completely destroyed. Like, does no one get that? Like, we can't be quiet. We can't say free Palestine and free Sudan and free everyone, Congo and the West Bank, like literally everywhere. It's everywhere, and people don't want to look at it. Those kids don't have a choice. They have no choice. And I'm a parent, I'm a mom, and there's clearly gotta be some kind of way to explain to your kid what's going on that's a safer way to do it. But I'm not watering it down. Those kids don't have a choice. They're watching it happen. And I'm not gonna sit down and teach my kid, like, oh, well, people are, getting hurt because other people are mean. Like, no, people are dying because of the way that they look and where they were born. People are dying because of greed, because of money. There's no reason. There's no reason, not one, that makes any of this even a little bit okay. Like, fuck your side. I don't care. I literally don't care. If you know what you know when you buy things that you are literally funding bombs that are killing kids that you can watch. Like, I'm focused on the kids because I was a kid when I experienced those feelings, but it applies to everybody. Like, you're watching these people and you're paying for the bombs, and then you're like, well, it's too confusing for me. I can't pick a side. Like, no, you've picked a side. You've picked a side. You've picked death. You've picked genocide. You've picked eradication of an entire culture of people. Like, I'm saving to my personal phone, I'm saving these videos of people happy and rejoicing, and the recipes people are sharing and the dances people are sharing, because when they're all gone, it's our fucking responsibility to teach our kids. When I was in school, in elementary school, and all of this stuff was happening to me, and I was learning in textbooks that slavery was over and racism was over. It wasn't, and it isn't. And I refuse to let my child learn the whitewashed version that's going to be printed of what happened here. Saying horrible things about Palestinians. I want them to sit and watch someone's grandmother make something that has been made for hundreds of years. I want them to see the dances that otherwise would be forgotten. And I cry. I watch the videos, I want to know, and I cry. And my kid sees me cry. And they'll say, why are you crying? Are you crying happy tears? Are you crying sad tears? And when I'm watching the protests and watching people care and show up, I cry and I show them and I say, you see those flags? You see these people? You see they're chanting and how many people there are? That's love. That's compassion. That's part of being a human. So I'm sad because of why, but it is healing to see it happening. No one saved me. And I was fortunate enough to live in a place and have the resources to be here today. They don't have that. We are that. It is our job. It is our job to save them and do everything we can. Everything we can. And if you think that watching long videos of people literally saying this is going to be a donation, you watching it, you are paying, basically donating money, like, how can you? I just don't understand. I just don't understand. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it all. I already knew people were horrible. And I feel like this is just really shining a light on how awful people can be. Because I've seen it. Free everybody. Free everyone. Everyone deserves freedom.